What's up people? Today we're going to talk about basic training, your first initial 14 weeks in the British Army and what to expect from it, and a little bit of advice and guidance on each week by week sort of basis. So hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Okay, so week number one, guys, probably is going to be the most difficult week. I'm going to be brutally honest with you here. It was the difficultest week for me, if that is even a word. But it's a lot of admin. You're going to be doing things that you normally wouldn't expect to do, and you're going to be given so much kit that you don't know what to do with it. But all I'm going to say for advice is just try and get through this first week, guys. If you get through this first week, then you'll get through the rest of training. So just stick with it. You're also going to do a one-night exercise. So you're going to sleep in the field for one night. They're going to show you the basics of living in the field. And you're also going to do a little icebreaker. An icebreaker is basically just standing up in front of your peers, so in front of the rest of your platoon. And you're just going to talk about yourself for around about 30 seconds. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking. I can remember my knees banging together a few times, but everyone has to do it, guys. Get it done, get through this first week, and then we can move on to week number two. Week number two, guys, this is where it starts to get a little bit juicy. We're gonna start learning to march with our first drill session, drill lesson, should I say, and you're also gonna start doing your skill at arms lessons. So learning how to operate your firearms. You're going to be learning how to use the SA-80, and you're going to start using it in the DCCT, learn how to strip and assemble it, all them sorts of things. This is going to happen over the next sort of 2 weeks, and you're going to enjoy this, guys. It can be a little bit tedious in some places, but it does get fun when you can do it very good. So just try to enjoy it as best you can. In this week two as well, I don't want to put anyone off, but you will have to do a military swim test. Now, this is not a pass or fail, so if you cannot swim, just don't worry at all. Do the best you can, and it doesn't matter at all. It's not going to knock you back in training. It's not going to get you kicked out of the army. It's not going to do anything. All that happens is when you get to your regiment as a fully trained soldier, you will go to swimming lessons and learn how to swim. It's as simple as that. So you'll do a little bit of weapons training this week. You will do a military swim test and your introduction to drill. So a really cool week, and this is when you can start conducting yourself as a proper soldier. Moving into week number three, guys, we've got some more weapons training, so just going to continue to do that and make sure that we're good in our skills and our drills, but also going to be doing quite a little bit of PT. You're going to be doing some running, doing some circuit training sessions, all them sorts of things, making sure that you're keeping fit and well, as well as other stuff that is going to be going on through the day. Don't want to give too much away, but you will not only be doing PT on PT, unfortunately. There's other reasons why you may do PT, and I'm sure you all know that reason. Throughout this week as well, you're also going to do a little introduction into map reading, learning how to read a map correctly, so that when we do go out into the field, we know how to navigate without using our bloody iPhones and getting Google Maps up. So you're going back to the old-fashioned way. It's quite good when you get good at it, but it is a very hard skill to learn. So it's hard to pay attention at first, I found, when I'm in the classrooms. But when you actually get out to the field and your instructors take you through it like that, I find that is a lot better way to learn. So obviously just take it step by step, follow the advice and guidance. I'm sure you get through it nice and easy. And then we move into week number four, guys. We've got a very important week, actually. You've got the weapons handling test. So all the skills that you have learned from your skill at arms lessons with your instructors, you're going to put into practice and do a weapons handling test. A weapons handling test if I go back now in time, a few years, you walk into a room, the weapon is unassembled on the floor. They ask you to pick it up and make the weapon safe. So you pick it up, you do a function test, do NSPs to make sure the weapon is safe, and then you will start going through some sort of scenarios, and they will give you stoppages and stuff like that, and you have to do different drills. Nothing to worry about it, because by this point, guys, you will have been smashed into knowing these skills and drills. Once you've done that, you can get your introduction into live firing. So you get yourself onto the range, learn how to start conducting yourself on the range. And this is actually something you will do probably later on in this week. Also on this week, guys, you will do your platoon commander's activity day. Rolling back again, guys, in my memory, I did an orienteering sort of thing and we went away. I can't remember exactly where we went. We did some orienteering, so practiced a bit of map reading as well. Had quite a bit of fun, had a little bit of food and all that sort of stuff, and just had a really good day. It's not as bad as what you think it is. We split it into groups and did orienteering and competed against each other. I'm not sure what you will do now, unfortunately, but I'm guessing that is going to be weather dependent, and they will just sort of have things planned as the platoons come through. Okay, so week number five, guys, exercise first night. So in week number one, if you remember, you did your little introduction to living in the field. So you've learnt the Billy basics. Week number 5, you are going to do exercise first nights, where you will spend 2 nights in the field. You will start homing down on them skills and getting them a little bit better, learn how to build shell scrapes, start working in a harbour area, doing all the basics of patrolling and sort of just dipping your toe in to what it's actually like when you're living in the field in the army. This is, it gets a little bit difficult. You do lose a little bit of sleep, I'll be honest with you. I can't really remember mine too much, so I can't give you too much advice, but just stick with it. And if anyone walks into your harbour area and you don't know who it is, just halt them straight away, because I'm gonna tell you this now. The instructors love to steal your kit in the middle of the night and give you a little running activity for it if they do get it. So just make sure you keep hold of your kit and make sure you stop anyone from coming into your harbour area when you are on stag on a night time. Also in week number 5, guys, you're gonna have the famous bayonet training. This is probably gonna be one of the hardest PT sessions that you are going to do in training, and they are going to push you to your physical limit and make you attack dummies and bayonet them. You've probably all seen them on Facebook, YouTube, all that sort of stuff, but they are meant to get you in that state of mind. So when it is bayonet training, just be prepared to get smashed, let's call it, all day, because they're trying to get you into that mindset of being aggressive and stuff. When you get onto that bayonet field and you're starting going through it, they want you already angry. So just be prepared for that. Also this week as well, week number 5, you are going to start doing a bit of first aid training and learning the basics of first aid and how to treat casualties on the battlefield. So pretty exciting week, can be a tough week, but I'm sure you can all get through it. So let's jump into week number 6. So week number 6, guys, you're still gonna be doing a lot of live firing, making sure you're practicing your skills and drills, ready to go for your ACMT at the end of training, which is an annual test that every soldier in the British Army has to pass. In this week as well, you will do the famous CBRN training, which stands for chemical, biological, radiation, and nuclear training. So basically getting put into the gas chamber and all that sort of stuff, learning the skills and drills on that, and going into the gas chamber, which is, once again, nothing to worry about. It's not going to kill you. The safety staff are there at all times, but it is a very fun experience. So just enjoy this. Do not worry about it. Okay guys, week number 7, very fun week. This is the opportunity to go and visit your phase 2 training establishment. So for myself, I went to Larkhill, which is the School of Artillery. You get to go there and you're going to see where you are going to be in a couple of weeks time. So really good opportunity. I'm not sure how they do this in ITC Catterick, which is the Infantry Training Centre. I believe they probably don't do this because they're already in the place that they are going to be in a few weeks time. But in Purbright and Winchester, you do get the opportunity to go to your training, your next training regiment, which will be determined by your trade. So really good opportunity to see where you're going to go in a few weeks time. As well as this, you are going to have the drill test. So you will get your drill test and make sure that you can do foot drill to a reasonable standard. Once you are past this, you get your cap badge. So throughout training up to this point, you normally wear a cap badge, which is very crap, to be honest. It's just like a little crappy metal cap badge. So the Purbright one's just like a little gold cap badge that looks awful. After you pass this drill test, you normally get given your beret, which when you can put your proper cap badge in it. So an artillery one if you're artillery, REME one if you're a REME, and so on. Also in this week as well, you are gonna get your family's day. So your family can come down and see what has been going on through your training, speak to your instructors. You normally sort of get to have a nice day with them and sort of have some food and all that sort of stuff. I can't remember if you get to do any displays or anything in front of them. They might get to see you do your drill test from, if I go back a few years now and have a little think about it, I think they get to come in, see the drill test, and then they get to sort of take you home, because guess what happens on week 7? You get a long weekend and you get to go home for a nice long weekend to recharge the batteries. I'm not sure how this works now. I believe this may have changed in places like ITC in Catterick. I believe they get weekends a little bit earlier than this, but you'll have to correct me if I am wrong on that one. Okay, so week number 8, guys, you've been on your long weekend and you recharge the batteries, and now it is time for exercise halfway. Now, when I was in basic training, this was notorious for being one of the hardest exercises, even though you only do 3. It was rock hard because they absolutely sleep deprived us to death. They make you do loads of patrols, you're learning and getting tested on different things throughout the exercise, and it is notoriously very difficult. So my advice to you on this one, guys, is just to stick with it as best you can. When you get back from this, you're just going to be doing drill and sort of practicing the other skills that you are continuously doing throughout training. So making sure your locker is up to standard, doing drill, doing PT, doing skill at arms and all them sorts of things. They will continue through this week as well, but the main focus on week number 8 is going to be exercise halfway. So when you come back from that long weekend, just be prepared for this one, guys, because it is a little bit tough and they catch you off guard. I know I struggled quite a lot on this one with sleep and stuff, so yeah, so it's quite tough, but not impossible. Okay, so week number 9, guys, you get to get a trip somewhere. I went to the War Museum in London, but as you can see on the screen now, this is the place that you'll go in Purbright. I'm not sure what you do in ITC Catterick, and I'm not sure what you'll do in Winchester, but it'd be very, very similar. I went to the War Museum in London, and it's just a nice little treat for you to get away and learn a little bit about the history and stuff like that. So week number 9, the same as week number 8, throughout this week you will be doing the Billy basics, learning still how to be a soldier, doing skill at arms lessons and probably firing on the live firing range and doing drill, and just sort of the pressure is starting to ease off a little bit now. When you get back after that halfway exercise, the pressure from your instructors will start to lower a little bit because you're getting quite good at drill. You're starting to act like a soldier a little bit. So it's really, really good when you start getting to these stages of basic training. Okay, week number 10, guys, really, really good week, adventure training week. You will go to Brecon in Wales and you'll do things like caving, kayaking. I did caving and they still do the exact same thing now. It was very, very scary. I didn't like it at all because I'm quite a big guy and I couldn't get through the little tiny cracks and stuff, and they make you turn your torches off underground. Seen way too many films for that, but you will get the opportunity to do that, as well as canoeing and loads of other adventure training opportunities like rock climbing and stuff. As well as that, on this week you will do your map reading test and a practical test. So you will go out and you will do this, and this is something you have to pass as well. So quite important, make sure you're revising. Okay, so week number 11, guys, this is a week that I can't really remember. I'll be brutally honest with you. I cannot remember doing a platoon commander's field exercise, but apparently you do that these days. This may be something that's just came in. I can imagine it's just loads of different tasks that you have to do, and they just put you through loads of different things. You'll also do counter IED training on this one, learning about your 5 and 20 meter checks. Really, really cool stuff. Learning about IEDs, which are obviously very, very important. As well as this, you will also do your fitness assessment. So remember the fitness assessment that you did when you got into the military? You will do that again now to make sure that you are making progress and you are up to the standard, ready to pass out in a couple of weeks' time. Week 12, guys, very, very important week. You will do the ACMT, which is your annual shooting test. So you will use your SAAT to do a series of firing positions and ranges, and you have to hit certain numbers to get through and pass this test. Can be quite difficult, guys. I struggled with this one a little bit because I'm a bit blind and I didn't have glasses at the time, but I managed to get through it, and you do get a couple of opportunities to pass this one, but this is a very, very important week, getting through the ACMT. You will also get the opportunity in this week, guys, to do a bit of close quarter marksmanship training, so using the pistol and getting up to 50 to 25 meters, which is close quarters. Really, really cool stuff. So look forward to doing that. Week 13, guys, you're nearly there. This is another really, really tough week. You are going to go on your final fling exercise, is what we used to call it. So you're going to do 4 nights in the field, 5 days and 4 nights, and you are literally just putting everything into practice that you have learned. You're going to be doing patrols, you're going to be doing section attacks, you're going to be doing absolutely everything you can think of on this exercise. It feels like you're out there for absolutely ages when you're in training, because you're not used to being out for this long. But what I'm going to tell you now is you go and exercise a lot longer than this when you get into the actual field army. You're going for 2 weeks up to 6 months on exercise. So 4 days and 5 days and 4 nights is not difficult at all. What is difficult is the sleep deprivation and stuff like that. So just be prepared for this one. When you get back from this, guys, though, and you've handed that rifle in, you are not going to be going on exercise at all ever again. You're not going to be firing your rifle until you get to your phase 2 training. The only thing left to do is to go into week 14, which is where you will just do a shitload of drill. So you're going to week 14, guys, and you're just going to keep on practicing for your pass out parade, which will then be at the end of the week. When you've done your pass out parade, guys, that is you are done with phase 1 training. Now, if you are in Catterick, you will obviously stay in Catterick to do phase 2, which is basically like trade training for everyone. So infantry will just do more specialized infantry stuff. If you're going something like Royal Artillery, you'll go to the School of Artillery and learn how to be a gunner. And if you're going in the REME, you will go to the School of Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, and you will learn your trade and stuff there, and you can stay there for different time periods depending on your trade. So really, really good stuff, guys. When you pass out on that day, you will get the hairs on the back of your neck, I can promise you, when that drum starts playing and all your families and stuff are there. So I look forward to that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I took most of this stuff from my own memory, but some of it has came from the Army website. So I'll put the link down below so you can go and have a look for yourself. If you did like this video, then please give it a like and possibly subscribe. I would love to have you here. Thank you very much for watching the video. Catch you in the next one.